So, good evening, everyone, and we are live on Facebook right now. We are going to be talking about how to pivot your business in this pandemic, in this difficult situation where everyone is scrambling because sales are down. I've had business owners come to me complaining that 80% of their business is down, and so I would like to share my knowledge on how to overcome in crisis. So we're going to be talking about that, how to pivot your business to the new normal. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So if you have friends right now who needs advice or needs a framework that works in a pandemic or in a crisis, then come and you're going to be able to gain a lot of insights. That's a promise. I guarantee that. You're going to gain a lot of insights on how to navigate your ship to safe waters in this pandemic. Okay, so I'm happy that you are here, everyone. The issues right now really is how do I navigate in this crisis? What is the new normal? How will I be able to ensure that my business will survive in this new normal? So that's really what we will be teaching you tonight. Yeah, and I can see that there are a lot of views coming in already for our Facebook Live, as well as from our webinar registrants. So thank you so much for coming here. Okay. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to this webinar that's entitled Pivot Your Business to the New Normal. And I'd like to stand so that you will have a feel that it's still like a seminar, right? It's like you are in the seminar. So I can stand right here and you can see me how to pivot your business in a crisis or pivot into the new normal. You know, I use these strategies in order to build a billion-dollar company. So I manage a company and it was in extreme competition, just like a crisis, as I will explain later on. And after using the strategies that I will be sharing with you tonight, we were able to overcome the crisis. And by overcoming that crisis, we were able to build a billion-dollar company. And then at the same time, also manage it so that as I manage the overseas business, reverse the losses from a loss of $1.5 million to profit of $2.2 million. So would you like to know strategies that are proven to work even in a crisis? That is what I'm going to share with you tonight. Okay? So as I have promised, for those who registered, you're going to be getting this $297 training for free on how to transform your business online. Okay. Now, so as I promised in the those who registered, you're gonna get this at the end, and we're gonna send this to you. Okay. Because as you know, building an online business is a must right now. Okay. So let's go directly to the framework. And I acronym my framework service, because everyone knows that business is a service. That is just a fact. Okay? Business is a service, and without providing the right services, then your business will not grow. If the concept of the business owner or entrepreneur is I just want to make money without serving, then you're going to be in trouble. Okay, so that's why I said the strategies in a crisis, I acronym it as service. So let's get to the 7, SERVICE, the 7 strategies so that you can flourish and thrive even in a crisis. What are they? Number 1, you gotta have strong leadership. If you are a business owner and an entrepreneur, the only way that you're gonna be able to survive a pandemic is if you have strong leadership in the corporation. Okay? Now, listen to this. In 2005, I experienced something like this. I was managing a company And I was like promoted to become a general manager for the first time in that company. But after 6 months, the deal that we had with a regional business broke down. This regional business was intending to merge, okay, to buy in this local company, but they didn't agree with our shareholders. And it broke off. And when it broke off, suddenly 30% of the sales was gone in the company. In a week, 30% of business they took out. And so if you are a business owner, a managing director, or a GM, or even a sales manager of a company, and suddenly 30% of your sales is gone, isn't that a crisis? It's like now you are all experiencing losses of 30, 40, 50% of your sales because of the pandemic. So I experienced that. But worse than that is this. After a couple of months, I also started seeing that there was a lot of corruption inside that company. And so I had to fire 15 out of the 25 branch managers, 3 out of the 4 regional managers in that particular company. So you can see that there was a lot of corruption. And to top it all, I even got death threats because I was like firing people from the company. So that's a crisis, right? And I was using these strategies that I'm sharing with you now in order to overcome that. And when I used that strategy, okay, notice what happened. Instead of losing money in the crisis of 7 billion, in like 3 years, we were able to recover it to a profit of 8.3 million. Okay? That is when you have strong leadership. And what do I mean by strong leadership? Ask yourself, okay? A strong leader, first and foremost, has to be able to charge himself. You gotta be able to charge up yourself. You gotta be able to put yourself in a positive state every day. Because there are so many challenges, you gotta be able to do this to lift up your own employees. That's your job. That's your challenge now as the leader of the organization. Because if your thoughts are, oh no, this is a problem, I'm gonna wait and see what happens. That's the worst thing that you're gonna do. Wait and see what will happen. Cannot. You gotta be able to anticipate, to gain clarity. Even if it's not clear on what will happen, you just make assumptions and then go for it. And then communicate your plans, your clear plans, directions to all of your staff so that you can change their mindset and they will be charged up also. That is strong leadership that you ought to have in order to overcome the pandemic. That's number one. Number one. I've seen many companies that has weak leadership, and that's the fastest way for the company to fail. That's number one, yeah? Now, the next thing is this. After you have strong leadership, now, the next thing that you gotta do is to evaluate everything. You gotta evaluate everything. In this pandemic, right now, okay, everything is in a flux. Everything is not normal. In fact, if you think that things will come back to normal, you're in trouble because it won't get back to normal. We are now in a new situation. Okay? So I remember there was this company also that I helped, okay, I managed, okay? And when I came in, it was actually losing $50,000 a month. Okay? $50,000 a month, it was losing. And we converted that to earn in 2 years to become a profit of $1.5 million in 2 years' time. Okay? And how did we do it? I remember specifically when there was this issue in this company, what I did was I started evaluating everything. Okay? And what are the things that I evaluated? Okay? First is I looked at the product. Are the products that we have matching the needs of the market? And I found that we were not giving the right products to the market. That's why they were losing a lot of money. Okay? And same thing, the question that you want to ask is this: are your products and services, are your offers matching the needs of the market today? Because with the new situation, definitely the needs of the market are different from what it was in January and February. Now it's totally different. Okay? You gotta analyze and find out what are now the new needs of your target market. Okay? That's what we did. Same thing with this turnaround I did. So we look at the product, I looked at the pricing, the placement also. Yeah. Where do we sell? And during that time, they were focused to retail, but actually they didn't have the power, the money to invest in retail. So I said, let's be focused and go for business to business rather than retail. So we focused on business to business because of that. So, and that was a big strategy. So same thing. If you are now mostly in retail, you gotta think about it. What is the best plan that you have now? I looked at price also. Because now the market in this pandemic are looking for affordable value add, something that will give quick solutions to their problem. That's really what the market is looking for. What are your promotions? The promotions that you had pre-COVID and now COVID is totally different. You gotta think of what are now your promotions that are effective. So just like in this company that I turned around, we changed our promotion. Instead of focusing on retail, we went to business to business. Then look at the people that you have. Okay? Do you have the right people that will be able to bring you away from the challenges? You know, in this company that I turned over, I noticed that there were like internal conflicts within the company. Okay? If I look at the people, there was internal conflict. So after 2 months inside the company, I saw that the top leaders were fighting with each other. You know what I did? I cut them. Okay? I cut them. Because I said, you cannot fight internally. We need to fight in the market, not internally. So I just chose the leaders who I saw were having the same values, having the same vision, and I cut out those who were not cooperating. Okay? So that's what I did. Okay? So the same thing, guys. You gotta be able to bite the bullet and make those changes now. Okay? Then next is partnerships also. Do you have the right partners that will bring you over the crisis that you are having? Okay? And during that time, we looked at it and said that the partners that we had, the distributor partners, were not strong enough to handle a certain part of our business. So we added more partners to help us there. Okay? So that's what I mean, okay? We are evaluating everything. The number one is have strong leadership, okay? A leader who is charged, who can control his emotions. That's what you need to do. And then evaluate everything. Then number three is this. Oh, okay, before that, okay? One of the new things that I have added is this. When you're making a strategic plan, okay? For your company or your organization or for your business unit, okay, you got to have a one-page strategic plan. One page. Don't make it too thick. Don't make it too complicated. One page, you're gonna be able to see everything already that is synchronized between your marketing, the target market, the channel of distribution, the sales revenues that you want, the cost structures that you want to control, the key matrices that you want to focus on. One page. Putting everything in one page and then you will be able to synchronize everything and be able to focus on what's important. Okay? But one of the things that I've seen is there's no clarity, and because you have no clarity, that's where the problem starts. You are not able to create momentum inside because you have no clarity. Even your people will be confused on what is your priority in terms of your strategic direction. So you gotta develop a one-page strategic plan. Okay? So that's what I say. Okay? So we said strong leadership. Then number 2, evaluate everything. And then R is reform. Reform. Okay? You gotta start to reform the organization for the new normal. You cannot be business as usual. Cannot. Has to be reformed to the new normal. So, what do you mean by reforming to the new normal? Okay, listen carefully. Okay? Okay? So, the new normal, in this situation, when it is a crisis, it is easier to implement new things, to innovate new products. Okay? It's easier actually when there's a crisis. When things are normal, people complain. People will protect their political interests, their turf, in other words. But when it is a crisis, it is easier actually to implement and institute change. So take advantage. Take advantage. This is the time in which you should be bold and implement all of those reforms that you were not able to implement during normal times. Okay? And this is the time in which you can do the 5 R's. What? You can be assigned people to do other jobs because their job may be not it's not strategic anymore, or they are overstaffed in one area. We assign them. Okay, that you can do that. Now, this is a time in which you can replace those non-performers. Now is the time to replace them. It's a crisis. Yeah, so it's survival of everyone. So start replace them. Or if you cannot replace them, and now is the time to retrain your employees. Okay? So I was talking to one of you, Albert, a while ago, and said, now in this new normal, we have to be able to do remote selling. We have to be able to do online selling, virtual selling. That's right. Totally correct. Now is the time for you to be able to do all of these things, to retrain your people in order to be able to meet the new demands of the market. Then, here, listen to this, listen. Remote, I put it in red. Because now is the time in which you and me can think of what jobs, what work can be done remote. So, unlike before where only Google, Facebook, or IT-oriented companies, social media companies, were doing a lot of remote work, where some of their admin is done remotely. Now, all businesses can start thinking of what business you can do remotely. Why? Because when you do and operate some of your businesses remotely, what happens? You will now be able to save money in terms of rental of office space, buying of the desk, of the chairs, saving on electricity also when you do this. By the way, it's a win-win also between the company and the employee, because the employee will save on transportation costs. Okay? And time, like they travel, they leave at 6 in the morning just to get to work by 8, and then they will go home at 5 and get home by 7. That's 4 hours. 4 hours of wasted time traveling. Whereas you can work remote, and now they are working. They can even start working from 7 to 6. and answer all of those online inquiries without any time limit. Of course, negotiate with them the new terms of working remote. See? So every company, every business owner, every entrepreneur should actually look at remote more now and maximize the number of workers and employees that you can put in remote. Okay, so that's it. And finally, retrench. This is the fact, my dear friends, my dear business owners, corporate executive. In the next 1 to 2 months, okay, you and me will have to make the difficult decision of retrenching some of your workers. That's just it. You cannot afford to have fat in the organization. It's either you retrench or you negotiate with employees to have like reduced salaries so that there won't be any retrenchment. So these are real facts. But at this moment, when we are about to open, okay, so now is the time to make the analysis and the decisions. Not next month. No, that's too late. Make the analysis now and then execute it next month. That's what we are saying. Okay, so you gotta do that now, because you can also give time to employees and tell them, sorry, we just don't have the capital or the financials to support it, and so you will be retrenched by the end of, say, June. So you give chance to your employees to look for replacement job. Okay, so that's why I'm saying now is the time. See? So you see, reform. So number 1 is strong leadership. Number 2, evaluate everything. Number 3 is to reform your organization. One of the things that you need to reform in the organization is also this: the mindset. Mindset needs to be like this. Every employee, every worker should have a sales mindset. Everyone is in sales now. Let me give you an example. I was talking to a business owner who has a restaurant, and she had 70 employees. Her restaurants, okay, the sales in the last 2 months dropped by 80%. So she was saying, how can I sustain my business? How can I do that? Of course, I advise her to go home delivery and then online sales, which she's doing now. And I told her, you gotta change the mindset of all of your employees that now they are part of the selling team. And then she said, how? I said like this, why not? You have 70 employees, and I said, when you do Facebook posts for the company, all of your employees, because they are salespeople, they will share the post of your restaurant. So that if you have 70 employees with 500 friends in Facebook, 70 times 500, I said that's 3,500 immediately reach. And then you can even tell your employees to ask help so that their family members will also share your post so that your business will survive. See, that mindset now is a mindset of being a salesperson. So production is also selling. Marketing is selling. Admin, finance should have that sales mindset. So if there are leads, there are opportunities, they should give those opportunities to your marketing team or your sales team so that those leads will be captured. Everyone is a salesman now. That mindset. But you gotta reform. Yeah? And you probably gotta retrain them also in terms of that respect. Okay? You agree with that? Good. Okay. Number 4 is validate. What do you mean validate, bro? Validate, especially when things are not working. Yeah? So when you execute your plans, I'm sure that not all of the plans that you did will be working, right? It's just like that. Okay? it's impossible that you expect that the plans that you make, everything is clicking again. Remember the time that you were setting up your business. And during that time, you were doing trial and error to find out where is the market, what promotions work, what products work. Okay? So you were testing the market. My dear friends, my dear entrepreneurs, now is the time to be in that same mindset. Okay? So you gotta validate, okay? All of your plans. Are the products working? Is the pricing right? Is the target market correct? Are the promotions that you're doing right? Okay? You gotta validate it. And I like this general rule of thumb when you are validating. Okay? I call it the rock. Okay? Is your rock working? So first is this. Did you put enough resources so that your plans will work? That's number one. If you didn't put enough resources and the plan is not working, then put resources. Right? So, number one. And then, if you put in the resources and it's still not working, what do you ask? Next question is assumptions. Were your assumptions correct? Okay, you estimated a certain market size to be X, but it is not really X. You overestimated it. Just like us now, okay? When you did your plans in like the fourth quarter of 2019, you will notice that all of your plans are off. Everything is just off. It's not anymore like correct. It's not acceptable anymore, right? So you gotta redo your plans. Okay? So your assumptions were off. Okay? So now, look at this. It's not working. You say, oh, the resources you place in. But what if all of your assumptions were reasonable? So resources okay, assumptions okay. What's the last one of the wrap? People. So did you put the right person to be in charge to implement that project or that plan? Because maybe it is the persons in charge who are failing to make the plan work because the resources are there, the assumptions are correct, but now you don't have the right person to operate. See? That's what I'm saying. So, look at this. So, we said, in order to survive, number one, be a strong leader. Number two, evaluate everything. Number three, reform the organization. Number four, validate your plans. Okay. Now, what's number five? Okay. Letter I. Let's look at it. And it's this. Influence digitally. Okay? You gotta influence digitally. Okay? Let's face it, my dear friends. Right now, digital marketing is the way to go. It's just it.
Yeah.
Ask yourself the question. When will be the next large gathering? The large meeting? Do you think there will be a large meeting next month? In the next 3 months? Do you think there will be events and exhibitions in the next 3 months, the next 6 months with COVID-19? What we know is this, scientists will take 12 to 18 months before there's a vaccine to COVID-19. That's what we know. And so, if there's no vaccine, people will still be infected with COVID-19. So social distancing, okay, will become a norm. It will be the new normal at least for 12 months, at least. Maybe even 18 months, depending on the speed in which vaccines can be done. But listen to this, okay? It will also depend on the ability of manufacturers to make vaccines readily available. Do you think Southeast Asia will have priority in terms of delivery of the vaccines? Okay? So I think the reality is if those vaccines are produced in America, the Americas, they will prioritize their population first before they give it outside. That's just reality, right? And we don't have the manufacturing facilities. So maybe it will even take more than 18 months before the vaccines will even come to our shores in Asia. That's just the possibility. So look at that. If that is the possibility, then the social distancing, large gatherings will take longer. And if you cannot meet with people, what's next? Digital. That's why a while ago I was like coaching mentoring a business owner, and they asked me this question. So, what would you advise our business? They were saying, do you think we should go digital? I said, you must go digital. Period. Must. That's what I told them. I said, okay. That's really the situation nowadays. Okay? Now, the thing is this. Do you know how to go digital? That's the question, right? Do you know how? Because if you don't know how, then many business owners think in this way. To go digital, I will just do a web page. And then after I have a beautiful website, then I will put ads on Facebook or Google. And then it should work already. No. No, no, and no. Digital marketing is not like that. There's a science to it. There's an art and science to it. There's a process to it. Okay? That's why the free video that I'm going to give you, that's so valuable. Because I explained there what are the 5 absolute things that a business owner should know in order to succeed in a digital marketing function. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, because last March I was helping this business owner. Okay, and he was selling water purifiers. He was selling water purifiers, and then he's asking my help, and I gave him just one strategy. Okay, and this is his sharing. Said last month we doubled our sales, just implementing the right digital marketing strategy. He doubled his sales in March during the start of the lockdown. Can you imagine that? Your sales were going down and he doubled his sales online. And then he said in April we tripled our sales this month. Kaya puro heart and light, no? He was so happy. Can you imagine? He tripled his sales in April because he knew how to operate in a digital marketing fashion. Okay? So the question is, do you know how? Okay, at all? Okay, next is this. Okay, so we said number 1, strong leadership. Number 2 is you evaluate everything. Number 3, reform the organization. Number 4 is you validate your plans. Number 5 is influence digitally. And number 6 is this. You gotta learn to close deals digitally. Virtual selling. Okay? You gotta be able to do that. Virtual selling. So do you know how to do virtual selling? If you don't know how, then you're gonna be left behind, my dear friends. But that's what I'm saying. Okay? So just look at this. Another example, right? We help this business owner, and she's in the jewelry business. And she said, using the techniques. I mean, last night, so much messages and inquiries in the page. I made 180 likes and followers. It blew up to 400 last night in just 1 hour. Can you imagine that? He was sharing this to us, just using the right strategies to expand your reach, to expand your leads, and then to expand your coverage so that you can close more sales. Okay, the last one, and I left the best for last. The last one is this: energize. How will you be able to energize not only yourself, but your whole sales team, your whole organization? How to motivate them? in extreme competition and extreme crisis. You know, in 2010, okay, let me just go to the alpha so that you can see the picture. Yeah? So in 2010, I actually faced extreme competition. Because during that time in which I joined this organization and I replaced what you call an old president. This president was working in the company for 20 years already. And they promoted him up, and then he got bitter because he was kicked, replaced. Okay, so he got bitter, and he joined our main competitor. Then 3 months after he joined our main competitor, he started pirating my people because he knew them. He was working in our company for 20 years. He started pirating managers, supervisors, salesmen in our organization. He took 30% of our sales team. That's a lot of people, over 200 people he took during that time. So that was like the first extreme competition that we had. So parang si Rocky fighting. Okay? But a couple of months later, after this guy started pirating our employees, we had a new competitor. And this new competitor is a conglomerate that launched a new product that was direct competition to our products. And they were selling their products, buy 2, get 1 free. Buy 2, get 1 free, 50% discount. And their advertising was like 2 times more than what we were doing. So we estimated that they were spending $200 million on ads alone. So you go during those times, you wake up in the morning, you see the news, it is their product. You see the lunch, it is their product. You see every hour their advertisement is always there. You go to the bus station, you see their product. You go to the wet market, and you will see their product with promo on free plates, free things if they will buy the product. They were like crazy in terms of competition. They were out to kill us. Really, literally, they wanted to get our market share. So what is this? That is crazy extreme competition. Do you agree? And of course, during that time, our shareholders were very anxious. Okay? Our team was fearful because they said this president, director, was taking our good people. And I was promoting from within to replace the managers, to replace the supervisors that were lost. And those new sales managers, those new branch managers, those new sales supervisors were scared. They didn't have confidence on facing this competition. Just like now, your team, they are all anxious. They are fearful because of COVID-19. They are worried. They are worried for their future. Okay? And if you have a team that is anxious and worried, that's the worst possible situation. Because only when you have a courageous and a team that is positive, then that's the time that you're really gonna be able to overcome in extreme competition, in extreme crisis like we are facing right now. So during that time, that is when I looked at neuro-linguistic programming. Okay? And I call it now subconscious intelligence techniques. Because using subconscious intelligence techniques, you can overcome limiting beliefs in minutes, not years, not months, minutes. Okay? So it's like this. If you have a team and you only use emotional intelligence in order to change the mindsets of people, when they are fearful, when they are worried, when they are angry, if you have a team like that is fearful and you only use emotional intelligence, it's not enough. You gotta use what I call subconscious intelligence, because subconscious intelligence is at the roots of the problem. So their limitations are caused by limiting beliefs, it's caused by bad habits, it's caused by poor values, limiting beliefs, even bad and low, low self-esteem, low identity, and because of certain issues in the past. Okay? But you can say, Jojo, but we're not psychologists. We don't handle things like that. Now that's the beauty of learning about NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, with subconscious intelligence and some psychology. That's the beauty. Okay? Because when you learn it, this is what happens. You don't even need to know what is their issue. You don't need to dig down into their detailed problems. But using those techniques of NLP, I found that you can clear out a limiting belief in just minutes. So that was amazing. So the blocks that the persons are experiencing, you can clear that in minutes. In fact, not only that, not only clearing blocks, but I found that using the latest technology on neuroscience, on neuro-linguistic programming, psychology as management tools, I was able to train new sales force in just 2 to 3 meetings. And their performance of the rookie was the same as the veteran in only 2 to 3 meetings. That's what I found. That's the reason why we were able to overcome all of those challenges. Okay? So those blocks are cleared, and so now you can have managers, supervisors, salespeople in high performance states all the time. And when they are in high performance states, that means they are courageous, they are focused, they believe in themselves, they have confidence. That's when you can have high performance results. Okay, so that's why I have this subconscious intelligence wheel on what are the things that we need to study. Because when you learn about subconscious intelligence, what happens? Okay? This is what happens. Your subconscious is 88% of your brain. 88% is your subconscious mind. Okay? In fact, neuroscientists have found that our conscious mind can only process 40 data bytes per second, whereas our subconscious mind can process 40 million data bytes per second. So it's a million times faster than your conscious mind. See? So I learned how to use this technology in order to solve those personal blocks, in terms of wealth, health, and relationships of people. That's what I do now. Okay? And that really made the difference. So instead of fear, anger, and even recurring body pains, it is now courage. It is now confidence. It is now focus to achieve goals that is happening. Yeah? So that's what now I want you to listen to this. What happens when a person can overcome their limiting beliefs? Okay. So anyway, look at Kiel here. He was able to convert his business to 8 figures after he was able to remove his limiting beliefs and even expand his business internationally. That's what happened to him. Remove the roots that is empowered him. Look at Justin. Same thing. After I helped her remove her limiting beliefs, she grew her business by 400%. Those are the results that I was able to experience now. So, just to summarize, okay? Just to summarize the 7 things that I believe will help you in a pandemic that I believe will eliminate and allow you to pivot yourself in this pandemic. What are they? Okay, let me just go here. Number one is strong leadership. Okay? And when you have strong leadership, you gotta be able to look at your forces. Are you fully charged? Do you have clarity? Can you change mindsets in people? Okay? And do you have like a clear plan? Yeah? In order to do that and be able to communicate to your people. That's number one. Then after that, evaluate everything. When I say evaluate everything, you gotta evaluate what? You gotta evaluate number one, your products, your pricing, your promotions, your placement, as well as the people that you have and also the partners that you have. Okay? That's under evaluate everything. Next is this. You gotta reform. Yeah? Reform your organization right now. Now is the time for you to implement drastic changes in your organization. So you can reassign people, replace them, retrain them, have more remote operations, and then even start retrenchment as necessary. So this is the time to do that. Reform your organization. Have everyone have a sales mindset. That's what I'm saying. Then after that is you should validate your plans. And when you validate your plans, do the wrap. What I mean by saying do the wrap. Okay? Look at your resources. If you provided already the right resources, look at your assumptions. If your assumptions are correct and it's still not working, then look at the man behind, the people that are implementing your plans. Okay? So that's validation. And then I is to influence digitally. You must go digital, period, in this kind of a situation. If you don't go digital, you're going to be left behind, 100% sure. Okay? So every business must go digital because the pandemic will not last for all these 3 months, 6 months. We are looking at 18 to 24 month horizon before things go back to a semblance of the normal that we had before. Okay? Then after influencing digitally, what do? Then you gotta learn how to close deals digitally. To close and sell virtually. That's what you gotta do. Okay? And handle objections virtually. Cannot be anymore face to face. Okay? Because that's not happening anymore. And finally is energize the team. But when you energize the team, use what I call a subconscious intelligence. Use neuro-linguistic programming, neuroscience. Don't use the traditional way. It is taking too long. Can you imagine with subconscious intelligence, you can remove a limiting belief in 15 to 30 minutes and you don't even need to know what is the limiting belief just by applying those things. Can you imagine that you can train a person in just a couple of days and their performance is the same as the veterans, as what I have experienced. And because of that, we were able to build this company to become a $1 billion company, even in extreme competition. That's really what we are saying. Okay? So I'm sharing this because I just wish to open your eyes to what is available there. What is the possibility in which you can turn around, you can pivot your business quickly in a special using breakthrough technology. Okay? I'd like you to notice this. Companies, I'm sharing this so that you will realize the value that you're going to be getting. Not to boast or not. No. I want you to realize the value that you are being offered. Okay? Companies pay me over $16,000 for my services. I retired about 3 years ago. I retired. Okay? And companies pay me over $16,000 for my services. But now I have this heart to help SMEs, small medium enterprises, and so I want to help small medium enterprises. Because I believe that the SMEs are the foundation for every country. Okay, like yours and mine. Okay, it's the foundation of our country. So SMEs must survive in this pandemic. The large corporations, yes, they would have their help, yeah, and I can help you also. That's fine. But especially the SMEs, I want to help you. Okay? So as I said, large organizations pay me as much as $16,000 for my consultancy services. Look at this. This is like local bank, check of Standard Chartered. Dear Sir, Madam, we have instructed by Black Corporation to issue you a check of 818,136 pesos. Okay? So this is an actual check remittance to me. So that's about $60,000 actually. So that is really what the kind of value you're gonna get. Now, because as I said, I wanna help SMEs in this pandemic, I'm giving this economic and pandemic offer. Economic and pandemic offer. Okay? And what is the offer? The offer is this. Okay? I want to help you pivot your business to the new normal. How? Okay? I would do a one-on-one, okay, meeting with you. And at the end of this one-on-one meeting, we are gonna do together a one-page strategy that will definitely help you overcome the crisis. You're gonna be having clarity in terms of what problems you need to solve, what solutions you will give to the target market you have, what will be your unique selling proposition. You will have also what is now your proposed offers, then the target market that you have, as well as your revenue streams, your channels that you need to sell in strategically, the costs that you need to evaluate, and then the key measures that you need to have. In one page, you're gonna be able to see everything so that you have clarity. And when you have clarity, I tell you, clarity is everything when there is a crisis. Because if you're doing trial and error in a crisis, you're just gonna die. That's just the fact. I've seen that. So every business owner who is here, you gotta have clarity. So this is my offer to you. Okay? 60 minutes with me. Okay? And we will, in 60 minutes, we are gonna be able to do your strategic plan. And we're gonna be doing it together, brainstorming. So my corporate and business experience for the last 30 years, and also my own experience helping now hundreds of business owners, okay, to leapfrog their business. We will put that there together with your own knowledge. Let me be your sounding board, and we will now develop your plans that will help you overcome this crisis. And as I said, companies pay me $16,000. And so what am I asking now? Look at this. And only for the first 10 who will register tonight, yeah? First 10 only. Only for 4,950. It's really nothing. 4,950 to get this. And when you do this, then you're gonna be able to avail of this service of doing a one-page strategic plan. So now I would like to share with you the link wherein when you get this link, you're gonna be able to get that strategic plan. Yeah, get the offer. Okay, you will be able to get that offer when you go to this link. Okay, so hang on guys. Let me see. There you are. So I'm gonna share this in your chat right now. Yeah. So grab it because it's only for the first 10, as I said, and actually I limit it because I also have already other stuff to do. So this is part of a service that I'm doing to help especially the small, medium enterprises in terms of the pandemic that or the strategies that you need to do in this pandemic. Okay, so as you can see there's the link there, and so all you need to do is to go to that link, and when you go to that link, you're going to be able to register immediately and get that. Okay, so that is really what I want to share with you tonight. So thank you, and I hope that you have gotten some new stuff by attending this. If you have any questions at all, okay. Okay, so there's a question by Raymond. Any offers for an NLP course? Thank you for asking that, Raymond. Yeah, and I would be having an NLP course on May 22 to 24. Okay, and that's a virtual course. So we will be sending that. Maybe Patricia, you can send that also, and share that in our Facebook Live also, because this is also done in Facebook Live. So you can we're gonna be having a virtual training, and if you can look at this, this is how the feel will be for the virtual training. So you will be able to see me standing up. Okay, gonna be able to see me standing up, and then going near, and then we're gonna be talking to each other also. Okay, and I love the course on May 22 to 24. It's actually regional, so we will be having a lot of Singaporeans also attending that seminar. We have Singaporeans, we have Indonesians planning to attend, and then Singaporeans already registered. I'm expecting some Indonesians to come in, and of course some Filipinos. I don't know, maybe there will be some Malaysians also going to attend on May 22 to 24. So it will be great for networking also for you, because you're gonna become friends with these people. Okay, so if you wanna have like an international flavor in terms of what you will be learning, then attend that, right? So let me see what other questions that you have. Okay, sir, I'm in the real estate industry. Is there a limitation based on the industry on the one-page law limitation? Okay, and this one-page strategy plan works for any industry. I tell you, I've done it already for many different industries, and I know the real estate industry also. So you can also register there. So it works. There's no limitation in terms of industry, and we've been doing this already. Okay, so if you want to do that, then just register now, because it's only for the first 10. So there's a question from Albert. What course includes the reversing of the limiting beliefs? So the course that includes that is the course that I'm going to do from May 22 to 24. Okay, so May 22 to 24, it will be virtual. Okay, and you can attend that, Albert. Yeah, so if you like to do that. Okay, so but if you have the link for that, you can share that link also for the course of May 22 to 24. Okay, and because it's virtual, we actually allow 3 of you to watch together. Okay, so can you imagine that you can have 3 people watching on the course? So we will not limit that. So you can share the cost among 3 people. Okay, because I know what you did. Okay. So Patricia plays for inquiries on the NLP course. You can send us a message at joyfulandsuresuccess.com. Yeah, so we have that also. Okay, so let's see, and we will take note also of the people who have asked questions here, so that we can connect with you. Okay, so Margaret, any more questions? Yeah. Okay, so great questions, yeah, that you are asking. I'm so happy that you were present here. So I'd like to thank everyone. Thank you everyone for attending this course. Okay, this short course. I hope this has helped you and given you new insights on how you can recover and pivot your business to the new normal and be able to overcome this pandemic. So thank you so much, guys, and I hope to see you in my one-on-one as well as at the same time to see you in our NLP courses. Thank you and good evening, everyone.